Even the studio smells brand new. We have an AFCON on the horizon. We have Donkomi as well. The stage is set for the perfect show. Better topic to discuss than the Black Stars. All legs, all wings, all sections will be discussed. Discarded players, the coaching staff, the training base. We are hearing that the players and technical staff allegedly are not happy with the training facilities. Surprise, surprise. Other people who have invested their money are training in world-class facilities. We'll be getting into all that. Benjamin Nketia here. And like I always say, we are live. The press conference was on Monday. Charlie, 1st January. Chris Hughton opened things up. I said this one day I'll be there. It was very interesting. Lot of takeaways from me personally. I'll be sharing some with you. Coach is here. He has requested for his pen and paper. Oh, Charlie. We'll be dropping the sermon soon. You out there at home or listening wherever you are, can join us via text, WhatsApp, and Telegram. 0549 986 996. 0549 986 996. A lot to chew on here on the show. We are hearing that Blackheap Jadon Sancho could be on his way out. We'll be finding out more on that front as well. Arsenal to step up their pursuit of Ivan Toney. Oh boy. Rabbi, thou arrived your pen and paper. I see that you are in an intellectual mood entering the year. Oh, it's about to go down. Join us. Show proudly brought to us by Bell Beverages. Puka specifically. Proud sponsors of the show. Yeah, so the crew is filtering in. Coach, the people are ready. I need to take my bell out in the next couple of seconds because coincidentally, we have Donkomi as well. Rabbi, it's a new year. Oh, Charlie.
Afi.
Thank you.
Yes, ba mi woke afi. Afi eya.
Nebani now. Oh, Charlie.
What's Afi Bene Sports Panorama?
How?
What no for been what no? One care what fans care was small lawyer. Care what any lawyer. I'm a small. Yehovah Joe. Yehovah Zebaut.
Oh, Zebaut.
Wakogbele yache omanche yeli aba. Odo woda. No bad do woda. I'm a small Joe. Oba Joe woda. Kemi jele.
Amen.
You okay? Afine. Program ne. Bononi. Sports Panorama woke yowa. Bononi. Befen boneji. Biane. Efie no tane adumo. Woke ye yes ba mi. Wo worry no. Fidakeda. Abuofan bi efentui. She so her face so a.
Oh.
Nima so a na man so a.
Oh.
Yehovah Zebaut. Jenny Ghana mamu femba.
Mamu fe.
Na mi fio klalo. Na mi like bia na ji hena no kwale yo. Ni wo ba le wo ba. Wo he wale. Fidakeda. Bona fi. Yomo fe yomo no ba yo ye bi. No ja no kwale. Ni bore ncho ba jo no. Dakeda. Ya Yesu ba mi.
Amen.
Okay, amen.
Amen.
Iye lalako.
Oh.
Ni mitani. the sports panorama fan Jibwe. When from Coach Nimley, from the sports team to our supporters, to our fans.
Thank you.
Why in your work? No family or calling about here.
Request the
actually,
number. Request the number.
DJ.
Panorama.
Flamono Mami.
Panorama.
What here, boy? So say, bang. Amen.
Everything you put your hand
Go walk. No family walk on the batter here. Okay, you buy you. The batuni can be done. Jemo, Keshida, Bahamwe.
where they find begin. One day you go born twins. Amen.
Over to you.
Thank you, Nimli. Thank you for taking us through a powerful spiritual session.
Now,
You go be
Oh, Charlie, let's get right into it. Like I said, for wherever you're listening to us from 0549 986 996, 0549 986 996. The Black Stars first on the agenda. The gentlemen are in the building. Yao Jemita, Gabi Milito, Gabi Ofe, whatever you want to call him these days. Edwin Kwakofi, and Coach Christopher Nimli. You see, the shake name, we've had to take it away.
Charlie.
We've had to leave the name in
I
2023.
tell me shake no more.
The Ratcliffe met Eric Ten Hag yesterday.
One touch guy.
Charlie, I'm disappointed we had to leave the name in 2023.
That's you see, as for the shake, I'm waiting for the man. Knowing him, he will buy a club in England.
You think so?
Oh, no more.
And you're going to support that team, coach?
Jenyo.
I thought
Before the club is bought, you have registered your support.
Jenyo.
Actually,
2024 was new beginnings.
Where?
that's a new beginning.
No, starting over with the
With
club
who?
that we've been with for years.
You mean stick to the old team?
Is it starting over with the club that we've been with?
A new lease of life.
No more. Me shake atan.
Let's get into the Black Stars and let's get right into the thick of things. So, like I said, on the 1st of January, Chris Hughton outdoored the new year for everybody by announcing a 27-man Black Star squad. So it was done at the Alisa Hotel, very interesting venue. I was chit-chatting with a couple of colleagues who have been telling me that a couple of the African countries who are serious about their football have done their announcements from their national facilities, you know, like, you know, the serious nations. They have a facility that houses their national team. They have pitches. They have what? Restrooms. They have how do you call it? They have recovery facilities, you know, and they have a press room. So they are able to. They don't have to go to a hotel to do this. So that's like the first thing to note. So let me get into the squad right away. So goalkeepers, we have Lawrence Atizigi, Joseph Wallacott, and Richard Ofori. I don't think anybody's surprised here by the goalkeeping pool we have. Defenders, we have Ali Duseidu, Gideon Mensah, Nicolas Opoku, Fatau Hamidu, Dennis Odoi, Alexander Jiku, Daniel Amate. Coaches, Christopher Schindler, Kingsley Schindler, and Mohamed Salisu. So those are the defenders. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 defenders in the mix. In midfield, we have Salis Abdul Samed, Elisha Owusu, Majid Ashimeru, Richmond Lamte made the squad, and then Idrisu Baba is also in the mix. Now, he separates the forwards into wingers and forwards. So we have wingers. We have Mohamed Kudus and Nuyama, Osman Bukari, Joseph Painsil, and Ransford Yeboah Konigsdorfer. And then up front, we have Inaki Williams, Antoine Semenyo, Jordan Ayew, Jonathan Soa of Mediama Sporting Club, and your own good friend, Andre Rami Morgan Dede Ayew. The ever prolific Andre Ayew. Now, that's the squad laid out there. A few things with the squad. So I asked Chris Hughton a few questions just so we could get them out of the way, because those are things that everybody had been asking about for a long time. On this show, for instance, we've said on multiple occasions that a national team or a tournament is about taking your best players and showcasing your best players. The Schlupp, Duncan, Bernard Mensah debates will never go away. And so I asked Chris Hughton about that. He gave a very interesting answer. I'm not sure what everybody around this table makes of it. Ghanaians get an opportunity to listen as well. So I asked Chris Hughton, what's up? Have you reached out to Alfred Duncan, Jeffrey Schlupp, and Bernard Mensah? And have you tried to bring them back into the national team fold upon knowing what kind of squad you want to take to the AFCON? This is what Hughton had to say regarding the players who have a strained relationship with the national team. Listen to him.
What I can tell you is that on any players that have been involved in the past that haven't been involved for quite some time, and in particular the three players that you've mentioned, the two areas that I have to look at. One is, have I made contact, which means am I sure that this individual player continues to not want to be involved with the national team, and also that this player will ultimately be in the squad. And that's the balance that I have to have with every player that comes into this equation. So what I can tell you is that on all three players, they come into the two categories that I've spoke about. Either one, that I have contacted them, or two, that they would not have been in my initial 27 or my final 27 squad either. So all three of these players fall into this category.
So Chris Hughton there answered. I feel like his answer is in the question. He doesn't speak clearly enough about it, but he says it in the answer. Now, I'll take Coach's thoughts on that, but just to make sense of it, what I understand from his answer is he says that the players must fall in two categories. Either
he's made contact
with them and they must be willing to play for the national team. He made that statement. He says these players must be players who are still willing to represent for the national team. And he must have made contact with them. And also, they must be players whom he thinks would make his 27-man squad. Now, Chris Hughton is telling all of us here around this table and around the country that Schlupp, Duncan, and Bernard Mensah would not have made his squad anyway. That's literally what he says. He says that regardless of who we think are our best players, those three who have been in and out of the team would not have made our squad. So, Coach, you've heard the 27. You've heard Hughton on this particular issue. Let me give you the first bite of this.
Nketia Shidahan Yehowa Beshe. The fact of the matter is this: if you are a Ghanaian, you should weep. You should start crying.
Is there a funeral I don't know about?
I wept when I listened to the man.
You wept? You mean real
because
tears?
If I'm the one marking that script, it's an F9.
Yeah.
The question you asked and the answer he gave. If I'm the one marking the script, it's an F9. He didn't answer the question. What was the answer to that question? You created your two categories.
Yeah.
So I would have gone on to say, I've contacted them. They are still not interested.
I think he says that in a very subtle manner.
No. I didn't even think he approached it in that manner. He created the two categories for which even if he were to go after them, these were the two things he were going to look at.
Yeah.
Are they still ready to play for Ghana? And would they walk into his team? Two things. So I would have gone on to say, do you know what? Two ways. I didn't even think they would walk into my team, so I didn't contact them at all. Or, after contacting them, they said they are still not ready to play. And as a coach, I believe I can work without them. Then you kill the matter.
Yeah.
Me, from the answer he gave, me, I have contact. Quickly, I contacted the Benamensan people. I contacted the Alfred Duncan people. The only people I didn't contact were Jeffrey Schlupp.
You are an insider.
I'm an insider, and I state on record.
You are an insider.
I state on record.
Yeah.
Chris Hughton never, in any way, not even one day, ever spoke to Benamensa or Alfred Duncan. He never did that. And for him to have gone on to say that this midfield, the midfield that he's taking to the AFCON, Bernard Mensah, Jeffrey Schlupp, and Alfred Duncan will not walk into his team. Look, the man has confirmed why I said he should have been sacked long ago. He is now confirmed. You know, they adore me. Okay, for once, the only thing that I agree with Keto Kreko on, Keto Kreko has not been able to fire this man. And this man is taking us to the AFCON. It's a very sad day for Ghana. Look, in Ketia.
And also on the team, he says that this is his team. This is not an influence
Oh,
team.
you
So
one
let's
budget. We are coming there. What that is? And many Shin deliver your team, me. Shin that do actually mean your team, me.
He's watched him. He's convinced that
No more.
he adds value to his team.
Consultancy player ni. Keto Kreko player. Paddy Bernard Dorfer do actually. Ha! Man, what is he doing in this team? What is he doing? You let me take my time. Goalkeeping department. Jojo Wolocott. Look, this is why we will not win the cup. Me, I'm not a doomsayer.
Why wouldn't we win the cup?
Jojo Wolocott.
Wolacott.
Yes, no.
Wolacott.
Man be nyeke kiami. Ona wola ke wolo ya no nyeke kiami. Jojo Wolacott. How I pronounce it well. Jojo Wolacott. He's not played any minute of football. From the 4th year of the English Premier League, that some of us had huge issues with at the time, to the Scottish League, not even 1 minute of football is going to the AFCON. Look, we would have been better off taking the best goalkeeper in our league. In our domestic league, this country would have been better off taking the best goalkeeper in our league than to go with to take Jojo Waller. I think they are compensating him for missing the World Cup. My underground checks have told me that they are compensating him for not going to the World, because in the World Cup we all knew that he was
our number one. He was
number one goalkeeper doing the qualifiers. So because he missed the World Cup, how do you do a national team like that? Richard Ofori de Genumo hene your ball emo. Richard Ofori.
Also lacking.
That I will turn down the chill. Go and watch Richard Ofori of late. When the ball go past him, then he dives.
What are you trying to say?
Go and watch the goal against Comoros. After the ball had entered the net, Paco.
Are you saying that he's pretending to give effort?
No, boy.
Oh, Charlie.
I'm telling you honestly. So the three goalkeepers, the only goalkeeper who is active is Ati. He too, he has not been convincing. Ingetia, look, I have been a football person since I was 2 years of age. If you want to win an AFCON, one thing you can never run away from is a solid goalkeeper. We don't have one. That is why, number one reason why we will not win the World Cup. No, Jay Intos, I try again. Jay Intos. Nobody's going, yeah. No, there will be no Intos. Because the Algerians, the Moroccans, the Nigerians, the Ivorians, the Senegalese, the Malians, they are all coming with proper goalkeepers. The Egyptians, look at the Elali goalkeeper. Just compare any of our goalkeepers to that goalkeeper.
And people have Yasin Bono.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Now let's go to the defenders. You see, I was looking at which team can I really compare this current team to in recent times with the Black Stars?
Club team.
No, as in which national team going to a tournament more or less mimics, which last Black Star team mimics the environment around this team? It was the 2010 Angola team.
True. Very young.
Very young, we not believing and all that. So I was okay. What did that team have that this team don't have? That team had Richard Olelekisi. One of the reasons why we went all the way to the final. That team had Samuel Inkum as right back. Ali Dusedu, Dukadaya. Shindley, Dukadaya. Schindler, Dukadaya. That team have the evergreen Hans Edu Sape as left back. Gideon Manson, Yamutu. Professor, Nukonoko Yano. That team had Isaac Vossa and the evergreen Liadi. The best local player, domestic player at the time to have played for the Black Stars in recent times. After the Haminu Dramanieko, Liadi. Look at the midfield of that team in Ketia. That team had Pablo Anthony Annan and Ajima Badu. That's how the commentators call Ajima Badu. They say Badu.
So just quick correction. So Wallacott has 190 minutes under his belt this season.
Ata ball in 190 minutes. Ata over 90 matches.
Just for facts.
Okay, for facts. Ata 190 minutes.
And consider 2 goals.
Consider 2 goals in that only 90 minutes. Jojo Wallacott. That team have Anthony Anna and Ajima. What are we taking? Baba Idris and Salis.
Elisha Owusu.
Look, on all day, you put Jeffrey Schlupp, Alfred Duncan, Bernard Mensah, they make a better midfield pair than any of these two. Then let's go forward. Though. That team had the baby jet as Samoajan.
Baby.
Kodjo Samoa. Let's say the only person that come close to a Kodjo Samoa in this team is Kudus Mohammed. That team had the evergreen fresh blood. Fresh blood. Andre, Dede, Rami, Morgan, Ayu at the time.
He's still
they like Dede as we speak today.
He's still got fresh blood.
Young at heart.
Only 31 minutes. You see, Ghana, we are so untruthful in this country. When Dede benched Sule Mutari in 2010, Dede, Sule Mutari was a Serie A winner, a Copa del Rey winner, a Champions League winner.
Yeah. I think he had even won the FA Cup at Portsmouth.
Look.
He did.
Yeah,
No,
the FA Cup
with
at Portsmouth.
Kevin Prince Boateng at Portsmouth.
Yeah.
You understand? Did they bench Sule Mutari? Nobody complained because when the opportunity was given to the young man, he grabbed the bull by the horn. Andre. As we speak, when you talk, people talk about experience. Me, my training. And look, I'm shocked at the way Chris Hutton, the technical team, are looking at experience. Experience will never come to the aid of any player, I repeat, if the player fitness level is questionable.
Can we say he's there for off the field leadership?
No more, forget more. Off the midfield leadership.
Oh, you know.
After the trial ball, oh, no, come on.
No, you see,
after the trial
no,
ball.
I'm serious. Hold on.
you're saying clap at
no,
him.
I'm saying that.
Clap at him.
Charlie, behave yourself.
Clapping
What I'm saying,
No, hold on.
after the trial ball, me.
No, see, coach. We always say that this is an inexperienced team going to the AFCON. I think only about 6 or 7 of our players have AFCON experience.
Yeah,
Are you saying that? Are you saying that if Andre doesn't touch a ball, and I'm serious about this, are you saying that if he doesn't touch a ball, there is no space reserved for a player like him who has seen it all at the AFCON
There's
level.
no space reserved for him. No space. I mean, are you
Not for.
to go and do what?
Maybe they are down at halftime. They need
To do
somebody
what?
to talk to. Them.
After they.
Oh, it's not about that alone.
Look,
Don't.
nobody should get me wrong. Look, nobody loves him better more than me. I always say this.
You're a big fan.
I'm a big fan of. But when it is time, it is time. You cannot run away from time. Look, he was experienced when we went to the World Cup, isn't it? You know, in our most important moment, he was the one who let us down. Against Uruguay, Wonaya, penalty, Wonaya, Nana Kamachi, war. What was the experience? No more, no trouble, Goalkeeper. That should have been his last tournament. I'm telling you.
Coach, penalties are different.
Oh, no more.
Penalties are.
Oh, no more. No more. We saw it. Look, there's some major penalty miss in 2010. Wonaya, that one had more pressure. But even the baby jet execution was super. If that ball was going to the net.
After missing the first one, actually.
No, I'm
it's
talking about the one that
the miss.
booted that. If that ball was goal bound, it's inside the net. There was no way
Muslera
was stopping that ball. But look at the day one in 2022.
Let's make progress.
No more in what then Chemagbe.
Let's make progress.
Na can ball any Charlie Panati mamo. In making progress. The strength of this Black Stars team is too similar.
In what sense?
Look, our better players are our wingers. You take Mohamed Kudus off.
Kudus is not. He's not in camp yet. Is he?
No.
No more.
He's not in camp.
When you're not triple, you're not triple. Your best player is still not in camp. You say you're going to win the AFCON. Forget him.
Hey, he's nursing a little injury.
Ayo. The best, you see, the strength of this team is our
Laterals.
our wingers.
So
And
Osman
Esmiama,
Bukari.
Bukari, Joseph Pence. Then you add Kudus. But because of the lack of balls in the technical team, we'll only be seeing one of them at a time.
Are we still going to do this?
I'm telling you that is what is going to happen. Because if they had balls, you are telling me, look, forget about Alfred Duncan. Put Bernard Mensah in this team. He makes a huge difference to this team. I'm telling you honestly. You know, Nketa, you know. Why is Chris Hughton taking our team? Look, let me give you an inside story.
Insider.
Let me tell you.
Insider. Coach
Look, somebody who was very privy to the meeting between the most powerful man in the FA and Chris Hughton said, don't you think because Partey is not going, that is why Alfred Duncan and Jeffrey Schlupp and people should be part of this team? Why haven't you gone to speak to them? For once, my inside check tells me that Keto Kriku wanted Alfred Duncan and these guys to be brought. But I blame him because he should have taken the initiative.
Are you kidding me?
I'm telling you today. No, City FM entire me war. Don't joke with me when I put
That
access
Ket
fact.
wanted Duncan
I'm
and
telling-
Co in this
to
team.
come, but the team is weak.
Insider.
This is a very weak team. You take this team is not going to win the AFCON. You take this team to Mali in June, July, we are out of the America, Canada, Mexico World Cup. Because Mali will beat you and beat you good.
Wrap up the point on the squad. We need to touch
Look,
on other segments of the team.
This team...
The forward line you haven't spoken about.
Yes,
it.
look.
Semenyo Williams. Williams reported to come today. He was not feeling too well. So Semenyo Williams, Jordan, Jonathan Soa, and then Andre.
Jonathan Soa.
Yeah.
Jordan.
Look, Jordan.
Most tackles won in the Premier
Look,
League.
there's no goals in this team. This team would have been better off having a Tepete,
Oh, I don't know what Tekpete has done.
having a Caleb, Ekuban.
I don't know
Did
what.
you watch Ekuban against Inter Milan recently?
I don't know
I
what
was
Tekpete
asking
has
myself. When he was very inexperienced, we took him and Akwesi Appiah took him and he missed the penalty. Since the boy missed that penalty against Tunisia in that second round in Akwesi Appiah last AFCON, we've never looked at him again. Are we serious as a country? Chris Hughton says he scouted our players, and you've not given a look to our players who are playing in Turkey, who are playing in Italy. Somebody who is scoring goals in the Europa Cup, top goals.
As for Tekwete, how he
And you
remains
drop him
off the radar is really
And you
crazy.
tell me that this is your team. Look, the man knows he's been fired.
You mean by February and then he knows
He's
out of the
gone.
job.
So he really doesn't care.
He says he's doing his best.
No more. If anything can be done immediately, they should sack him and give him give me the team.
Oh, don't do this.
I'm telling you,
But-
if anything can be
Hold on,
done
hold on,
immediately,
hold on.
sack him and give me the team.
But you think
he's
that-
doing his best?
You think he wants to self-sabotage? You don't think he wants to do well?
That's exactly what he's done. He knows he doesn't have a future with us. After all, we gave him only 1 year contract.
But whatever happens, it still affects whoever wants to even hire him in future.
Do you think he'll get a job after a year?
Oh, he'll definitely get
Where?
another.
Where?
I don't know where, but he'll
Where?
definitely get another.
No,
job.
but if
Are you saying this will be his last?
do you think if he had a job, he would have come to coach Ghana?
Oh, but he had left.
After Nottingham Forest sacked him for nearly relegating them, when was the last time he got a job? No, as for me, I'm very principled. I question the appointment of Milovan Rajvac because of lack of job 2, 3, 4 years. The same thing applies to Chris Hughton. You think who is going to give him a job? With these shambolic, non-tactical coaching methods?
Fair.
Which coaching? Look, when you see the Black Stars play, what do you see?
Come and see you.
Come and see.
I'll come back to you, namely. I'll come back in a bit. Let's talk about training facilities.
I've been easy. As for my brother Keto Kreku, he should be told. You see, when you are mentioning Black Stars, that is not the place where the FA president go and
you want to
makes
have
me. You don't do that.
I was a little surprised by.
He's going to take the shine
No, but
with his suit and then take the mic.
But he's a politician.
He's part of that selection.
No, this one, you can say, hold on.
This one be bad.
Hold on.
You know, politician selection.
Did you ever see Nyantechi
No, you see, hold
in
on.
his 13 years reign? When was the Black Star selection named to him? Like Nyantechi
I had to drop an
will
open
go and
speech.
take the mic.
And say it on record.
Different
He said
different
we
leadership
should
styles.
offer, undiluted.
He should have
support.
used a different platform, not the platform where we are talking team selection, player list, tactical matters.
Should leave that for the
Undiluted,
coach.
Yes, undiluted support.
You shouldn't have used that platform.
Undiluted.
But then we want to listen to the list. Shit, Jamal Mohan president. What is this? And you saw that, isn't it?
And
What was that?
in between, they have some things they say.
Mohan president. Oh, say, oh. Are you serious?
No go for no go for.
I mean, have you? What exactly are we doing?
No,
what
just
is
for
that?
the boys. More president.
No, they should stop that. You see,
But next thing, no, coach. You see, this is not a Keto thing. Oh. It happens at
It
all
runs
levels
through, yeah, it
with
runs
all
through.
politicians in this
they
country.
should stop. You see, we should. You see, no, we are not serious people. No, at all. Because how can you be using such a platform to be doing these
but
things?
coach, but Houston needs that morale to announce.
From where? From who?
The German song, Edward. Mama Keto Kreku Bibio.
Let's move it on. Let's talk about training facilities. So, the team initially slated to train in South Africa. Public outcry meant that they needed to change the venue. There were some thoughts about the venue change being Houghton's idea. I want to put this on. I don't think that's even fair to him. I don't think that Houghton chose to camp in Kumasi. First of all, they said it was South Africa was Houghton's idea. First of all, I don't even believe that. So let's not even go.
No,
there.
emphatically, I also put on record.
Yeah.
That was a blatant lie
Yeah.
told by Henry Asante. He mentioned it that it is not true.
If it is, in fact, let's
Houghton never.
let's not even pin it to him.
For
it's
once,
the GFA.
No,
If the GFA
okay. He spoke
speaks
on
for the
it. He speaks
GFA.
for the.
Yeah.
You see, for once, Houghton never said the team should go and camp in South Africa. Per DMs, minister then anymore. If it doesn't bring the budget for the AFCON,
You mean we must have a breakdown before?
he will go and come and tell us he spent $5.something million. Bring us the breakdown. Up to now, no breakdown. You see, my last point. Ghana, we are not honest people. When the minister came from the World Cup and told us that we spent $5.something million, me, on the blind side, I was part of 3 gentlemen, two of them renowned sports journalists. I won't mention their names. We were trying our possible best to get the right to information bill to compel the minister to release the breakdown. Look, the people at the first ministry, look, Ghana,
You mean
you
mean you faced roadblocks?
because
Don't say that's a strong statement.
of course, if you've had people like this ruling this country, because there were people in the ministry, you could see the sabotage.
They didn't want you to get the information.
Just look, we should write letters, we should do this, go and come, emails, all the correspondence is there. And then they only tell us that they can't release the document. What? You use my taxpayers' money. So the Black Stars should be booted out of the tournament so that people will not get $100,000 to go and chop. Because when I request for accountability, nobody gives me that. So the sports minister thinks that there's a leeway out. He can repeat the same thing again, not tell us how much is going to be spent, how he's going to spend that. Then he goes, he comes, we spent another $5.8 million. Then we all keep quiet.
And don't forget, this is a tournament next door, so we should not be reaching. We should not be reaching anywhere near
if
that.
We spend $2 million, because I will basket VIP.
We don't do that. No. You see,
Are you flying the supporters there?
Hold on. You see, don't make up in the air statements like if you
I
spend
can't
more
assess
than
my
two-
investment.
because
Can you assess your investment?
that's a different matter.
No, it's part of the economy.
I'm just saying that. Hold on. I'm just saying that for radio education purposes, you don't know specifically, and that's why you need to request the information. You don't know specifically what will go into a budget, so don't say that if they spend.
What I'm saying
and
that
don't say that
if you spend 5 point something in
Yeah.
Qatar,
yeah,
You should
you
spend
can't
less.
spend even half of that.
That's fair.
In Cote d'Ivoire.
That's fair.
Now I know what I'm talking
that's
about.
fair. That's fair.
Nobody's flying in supporters. So I come VIP, STC, VIP. One year straight to a lubu. 1 year to
No, for real. That's how it should be. It shouldn't be.
So this man should come and tell us how much money has been committed.
Yeah. I think the next time we
Look, no more.
meet the minister,
Daniels, we are suffering. No,
Yeah.
no more. God, na school fees no I pay on. When we are talking, some of me people say I'm too passionate about these matters. But how can we develop?
Everything is everything.
Everything is everything.
The money that gets spent on whatever it is your money, and you need to ask for accountability.
But
for it. Let's talk about the Kwame Chase Sports Complex, which has become the home base for the national team in
Ghana.
Kumasi.
Yeah.
So the reports say that the players are not too happy with it. This is what I want to say. I think that when we made the appeal for them to camp in Ghana, it was a passionate appeal. It was an appeal grounded in getting them to understand that, look, we need to develop our own facilities and we need to be able to use our facilities for these type of things. What we didn't factor in is the limitations it will bring to our preparation.
No limitation. I'm a trouble and limitation.
Coach,
Many
you
limitation.
see, but that's the thing.
Many limitation.
When you get used to a certain type of
Are
environment,
we saying Togo has a better Yakwa or Algeria? They are in Togo.
Togo do have better facilities than us.
No,
You'll
Yakwa or
be
Algeria.
shocked.
Have you seen the training pitch or they are training on?
Fair.
Go to Togo.
Fair.
Go and see what they are training on. You see, there are times where you have to
But
understand
you
the
need to
gravity
do,
of the
you need to do
matter.
recovery.
But they want to be
Recovery-
training in gyms and lifting iron rods and things.
You need to have those kind of facilities.
No, we are in the middle
for
of the
instance,
season.
for instance, you need to have a cryotherapy
wait,
chamber
yeah,
for recovery.
Coach,
And
you just say iron rods.
the eyes. Relax. Like for instance, let me see. If you work out a lot, your muscles get sore. You need to get into the ice
Yeah, they
chamber.
should go and ask
You see,
Carlo Moon.
you don't need to do what Accra House of Folk do, where they have this
Ice bucket.
Veronica buckets
You see,
and ice
you
buckets.
see,
Then they put ice water inside,
That is
and
what,
then they hide
that
it.
is what we should provide. That is what we have become. So because of they should go to South Africa.
Better facilities. Let me ask you. I mean, what have you made of all the? First of all, the squad named. Secondly, the decision to abandon South Africa for Kumasi, and the players complaining that the facilities are not up there.
Jamie. Facilities saying what Jamie.
Then I think coach has said a lot about the squad. It won't serve any
Yeah,
purpose to have on it.
let's talk about the other bits.
Yeah, just a few words on the squad. I think that we knew what was coming after the 55-man squad came up. We knew the players that were going to make it in. A few of them are very surprising, including Bernard Mensah not making the team. That's very surprising to me. And I feel that, as coach
Says
said,
you would not have made his 27.
Can you? That is why you should have been sacked immediately after that statement.
as coach said, Ransford, Yeboah Koningsdorfer. He is a good player, but he seems like an experiment for Ghanaians to test the patience of Ghanaians.
Yes, that
It
is
seems
it.
like a social experiment. That's what I feel it is.
In cardio, he comes to do cardio at training sessions and then
I
goes back.
can't
Like, our technical team wants to see how far they can push Ghanaians into anger. Push how far they can get Ghanaians to react over one player who I don't think is because of quality. But even in a friendly game against Liberia, he doesn't start. When we've qualified for the AFCON, we have a friendly game against Liberia at home. Where we decide to leave our strongest players on the bench, he doesn't start. There's no way he should make it into
The AFCON
squad.
What?
Especially when in our last couple of games, was he in the team? No.
He was not in the team.
The last couple of games were to make sure that you have a squad. You know the core of your squad. You know the players you are
He
going
was
to
not the
trust.
team when we played against Madagascar.
He
When we played
wasn't.
against Comoros.
He wasn't.
Akalewumi.
How do you immediately draft
Bring
him
it in,
into
he's
the
going
team?
to the
Especially when he doesn't play when he's in the squad
and
anyway.
we spend tickets money, hotel money, per diem money on these
Charlie.
people. Oh no, these are resources.
Charlie.
These are resource issues, and he never plays a minute of football.
You think about it and you don't understand it because there are players who are more deserving of a place in the national team.
Exactly.
Yep. I think you hit the nail right on the head about
When I come to
the technical team.
Skillful. I'm telling you, if Doffa and the skillful should have gone.
Because really, I think Edwin just puts it right. They are literally trying to test
Test
us
our patience.
on how long we can go without
How
seeing
long?
we had a similar situation with, I think it was Edwin Jima, went to about 3 AFCONs and
yeah,
never
yeah.
played a
How
second of
much?
football.
The right back for Dreams FC, sorry, I've forgotten his name.
That's
Philemon Bafo.
Philemon
Bafo.
Bafo.
The
Same
same
thing
thing.
Had the same issue with him, and yet he keeps making our squad. When you are going for an AFCON, you take quality players that make your first team. Quality players that can replace those players in
Exactly.
the first team when they are not available. Especially when our players have a sketchy injury situation.
Just to remind you, when we went to the last CAFON, and the Yadom, you were there, you remember?
He was carrying an injury.
He said they should change him. He was begging Milovan. Achakemi. When Milovan turns, it is Philemon Bafo. Ketokreku Bafo. He looked at who brought this man. Come on, get out. Hey, come on, continue playing. Yadom, push.
Don't be doing these things.
Oh man.
Talk to me, Edwin, about finish
facility.
that point. Let's talk about the facilities.
Jesus.
And look, a player like Richmond Lamptey, we talked about it a few weeks ago. I don't think he should have made the team. And I stated my reasons in the previous conversation. There are so many quality players that can go into that squad. Chris Hughton's answer, the answer he gave you, I think that was a ridiculous answer. It didn't make any sense to me.
Nonsense.
It didn't make any sense to me.
He slang it to my British accent. It's slang.
He said a lot of words without making any
Any
sense.
sense.
Did you approach the player?
Yes or no?
Yes or no? Did they tell you they can play for the Black Stars? Did they tell you they can't play?
Tell us.
Did you try and convince them to play for the Black Stars?
That is your job.
What were your arguments?
slangs, man. Slangs.
It's slang again.
He spoke in very technical, ambiguous terms.
It's slangs, man. You know, slang.
Charlie.
Look, he's basically saying, oh, we are Black Stars. It's like me saying, Black Stars, we are going to the AFCON in Ivory Coast. We might win or we might not win. We fall into either category. Do with it as you may
wish.
please. What
spends
kind of
money and
answer is
think
that?
like
What
that?
kind of thinking is that? It doesn't make any sense. But these players, the coach has selected them. He feels these are the best players he can do the job with. I don't think we can win the AFCON. But I feel we have the quality of players in Ghana who can play for the Black Stars and win the AFCON. This manager, when he came in, I said here that he has the squad to win the AFCON. Winning the AFCON should be the target for him. If he doesn't win it, he's gone. So I expect him to win the AFCON. I don't think he will, but I expect Chris Hughton to take the Black Stars to the AFCON final and bring the trophy back to Ghana. of course, as coach said, he knows he's going to be fired, whatever what the case. So he's going to the tournament with that mindset.
Yeah.
On the talk about facilities, let's go to the facilities. Then I understand them. Do you know why I understand the complaints they are making? It's because we knew we would play at an AFCON last week. We found out last week.
Yeah.
That's when we found out we play at the AFCON. We found out that our national teams need a training facilities last week. That's when we found out. We found out that we need to camp players last week. So I understand them complaining that we don't have facilities because our preparations for AFCON and any other tournament we are playing started last week. This is ridiculous, Ben.
Absolutely.
How do you think? How do you think like that? And you are saying that you mentioned the point that we can't blame them too much because they initially planned to South Africa. That shouldn't even have been in the thinking.
Yep.
Our plans from
I was actually
2 years
shocked
ago.
I was shocked when that U-turn happened.
Look, if
Our
they had
plan-
told all of us that they were moving straight to Cote d'Ivoire, we would have kept quiet. That's South Africa thing. Rather, go to Cote d'Ivoire, you get a place to come and train.
Yeah.
And settle down proper into the tournament before everybody comes. Better.
The moment the AFCON was announced in Ivory Coast, plans should have been in place.
Next door.
We are a team that is almost guaranteed to play at the
Qualification.
AFCON.
Yep.
We should have started preparations for an AFCON in Cote d'Ivoire the moment CAF said
They were announced as
Ivory Coast is the venue.
I think the next one is Guinea. Eh? We are going to Guinea after Cote d'Ivoire.
No, it's Morocco.
Morocco.
Yeah,
Start planning.
The plan should have started from where we are going to camp. And obviously, there's no way South Africa should have even been in the realm of thinking. There's no way. We think about the countries around us. We think about our own country. And from the moment the venue was announced, you start planning. Where in our country can we play football? Where in our country can we develop into a world-class class facility, not just for the Black Stars, but so that every single national team can take advantage of.
Yep.
So that if we are developing our under-15s, under 12s, they can also go to that facility and make the most of it.
You
A
share
facility that is befitting.
$100,000. Go and look at the state of the Pram pitch.
They say they wanted to.
I saw it 2 days ago. I said, what?
As for that place, I don't want to hear about it.
It's not breeding
I
grounds for
don't.
mosquitoes.
I don't want to hear
And
about.
scorpions.
I don't want to hear about Ghana, man.
The temptation is to blame the current government, current administration.
Yeah.
Look, but we had a team from 2010, a team that we knew that this is a world-class team. From then on, what do you do when you have something that you know
It's almost
has
like
talent, has quality, has potential? You enhance that potential by providing the right environment, the most appropriate environment for them to thrive. Have we done that with the Black Stars? The moment we knew that, no, the world's attention is on the Black Stars, they see us as a quality team. One, proper stadium for them to play in at home.
Yep.
Guarantee.
And don't forget that the team were supposed to train at Babayara, but the Babayara state was so poor that committees had to come.
Chomesi can give people the chance to go and ride moto on our
They do
stadium.
actually-
Moto. On the grass.
He says that.
What?
He says that you put your football doesn't generate money, so that's his way. He said if you keep complaining, go and build your own stadium. He wants to generate. As for
talk
Chumesi,
like that.
he needs a whole
Something
he
that
needs-
brings all of us together.
as for
You
Chumesi-
condemn it like that.
Chumesi needs a whole series of shows dedicated to him. But today is not the day.
Pursue stadium. Go and build your stadium.
I'm just a little alarmed because I'm just thinking. So if Kwame Chase complex was not available, what would we have done?
We'll bring them to Abraka Sahara Park.
when you hear such talks from the NSA boss, you realize how far back we are. Stadiums these days, forget the music concerts
They're
and
taking them to
entertainment.
any height.
Stadiums these days serve a bigger purpose than just playing matches in.
Exactly.
Stadiums serve as museums, basically for previous the big moments in any team, any countries. You go into a stadium like the Spurs Stadium, the Tottenham Stadium.
You see a lot.
You see the history.
Go to the Allianz Arena.
People pay.
You see.
There are
People
functioning
pay money daily.
gyms people go to on the regular.
Daily, people pay money to just go and look at the history of the team. Do you think people won't pay money to go and look at the history of the Black Stars at the Accra Sports Stadium if we were in a good condition? Do you think people wouldn't pay to use gym facilities at the Accra Sports Stadium if we were in a good condition? Do you think if people went to a stadium to watch a match and the catering facilities were proper, they had a proper kitchen with good facilities, people wouldn't pay to buy food from there? We have such limited thinking that all we think is, if football is not making money, then let's forget about the stadium. Let's use concerts to raise money.
Concert, a year, yalla book, anybody.
There are so many things that a stadium can provide. So many ways of getting funds from a stadium. Back to the facilities. And it's unfortunate because they can't say that they haven't received funds to use, funds to spend on infrastructure. We've all seen the figures that have come out from FIFA over the last couple of years. We've all seen the amounts they've raised for tournaments, which they shouldn't probably have used any a significant amount of.
Madagascar, the little FIFA money.
Where is all that money going to?
In Comoros.
Comoros, go and look at what they've done with it.
$100,000, right?
Yes.
For each
management member.
Do you know what $100,000 itself can do?
Yeah, so
develop just a significant part of a facility that our team can use.
Money.
$100,000. Do you know how it can help in pitch technology?
Somebody resigned because he said he won't share his own.
Look, we've made terrible decisions for years, for decades, and the people in charge now aren't making things any better. And I'm starting to lose hope. I'm starting to lose hope in the Ghanaian system.
Yeah.
Because this was a team that everyone had hope in. We were facing troubles before. We were facing economic problems. We didn't have light and everything. But the one constant thing that made us happy was our Black Stars.
You know what's funny? I always side with Coach on this. Regardless of how or the economic climate in the country, we always make sure that our Black Stars are comfortable. They get the best of facilities.
Excited.
We give them their bonuses. We give them their appearance fee.
You may kiss the 100,000.
Regardless of how bad our economy has been, we've always upheld our standards with our national team.
If the players were playing well, regardless of the economic situation, if they had mentioned that
we would have given them whatever,
they were going to South Africa, no one would bat an eye.
Nope.
If the technical team was transparent, if they were doing what they were supposed to, if we were doing well at tournaments, no one would bat an eye if we were going to South Africa because they provide results. They give us things to look out for.
Yep.
They are not playing well. The technical team is not good. The football is not good.
No more.
And you expect us to say that, let's go, we'll let you go to South Africa so that you come and share at next door. Ivory Coast.
Then they'll be taking selfie. They'll be walking
who didn't want to complain? You have overseen this. You can't complain.
When you hear the stories of how we have spent our time in South Africa in the past, the stories will shock you. The stories.
That's why I condemn them immediately. If I can bring some of those stories out right here now, if they push me.
Yeah, I'm done with this.
Let's talk to Melito. That'll be fair. Charlie, a lot of things have been cropping. What's caught your eye?
This is what I want to talk about. Let me start with the facilities bit. And I want to say that, look. So it's reports that came out that the players and the technical team are not too excited about the kind of training facilities they currently have. Look, they should keep quiet and train on it.
Finish.
Because that's what we have. Quiet. No, it's simple.
Nobody complain.
They should keep quiet. Why are they even complaining?
You're in the middle of the season. What do you need?
And this is what I want to say. Whoever talked Houghton or the GFA to rescind their decision of not camping in South Africa to camp here in Ghana has done good.
Look, it was strictly...
Oh, yeah.
Let me put on record. It was strictly... Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, His Excellency, who said nobody.
Well, listen, it's a good thing.
Government decision, straight.
You know why? Because it exposes the lack of sporting infrastructure we've got in this country.
Yes. How bad the FA have handled FIFA money.
How many World Cups have we been? 4. 2006, 2014, 2022. How many AFCONs have we been? 25. What have we done with all these monies? And let me tell you something interesting. When you look at the Morocco Sports Complex,
don't go there.
no, I just want to cite something. In 2007, when the project was about to start,
Yeah, when it was out.
so $65 million pumped into that. 2006, when we were playing the World Cup,
Yeah.
ask yourself this question: where was Morocco at the time?
They didn't play song.
Where were they? 2010, where were they? The AFCON, what were they doing?
Morocco
It was
win.
Maran Shamak who was leading them. Who was
Exactly.
leading the attack.
So-
Maran Shamak.
No, Ben, is it the point I'm making?
Maran Shamak.
They've come such a
What
long
I'm trying to say is that as of 2006,
Yeah.
we were so-called a top house in African football.
we were.
Or
Or 2010, we were still holding on to that tag. If we built on those things, the money we got
We had
into,
invested our money.
we would be rubbing shoulders with Senegal at this point.
And to be honest, 65 million is not, it's not a lot of money.
And you see, Ben, if we had that money in Ghana here, we'll make that money $500 million. $500 million into pumping infrastructure. Because some people will bloat figures.
And we still wouldn't finish the facility properly.
Exactly the point. So you see that thing. So when I saw them
these things
complaining,
are-
look,
these things are
and I've seen
impressive.
videos about the players using dusty roads heading into the Dr. Kwame Chase Sports Complex. Look,
that is the
it is-
road.
it is,
But
it
isn't
is-
that the road the regular person uses every
That
day?
is the road. Are they better than
They
us?
should ask Yao Menta. Those are the same roads we use here. So they should just keep quiet and you know, this,
Like I
look,
said,
it's just, look, Ben,
Jamie.
it's just-
Jamie.
how many days are they camping? 9 days.
9 days you are complaining.
Sit here, listen, and they're even lucky
Understand
that
the plan.
they are
Hold on.
even lucky.
Hold on. So you guys are saying that the substandard facilities won't affect their player,
No,
the
no.
AFCON?
How would it affect?
We took them to Dubai, where they had all the luxury.
Even if it affects, that's what we've got.
No, but when
And
we
you asked
took
a
them-
very good
When
question.
we took them to Dubai and those places, what did they play?
If the Dr. Kwame Chase Sports Complex wasn't
don't
there,
like it, eh?
where would they would
Eden
have?
Heights, we'll take them to Eden Heights, where we had a city business Olympics.
Olympics.
But the thing is, if you don't like it, are you ready to sacrifice some of your per diems and your bonuses so that we construct a facility that will suit you?
That is it. That's
We
another.
give, look, when we went to play second, we gave them Cherokee and whatever. For
Placing second.
for losing gold, we're losing gold.
So you see,
Well,
that's
how
the
did
thing.
you-
we have a
But
problem.
quick one on the squad, Ben.
Please go on. Please go on.
Now I've looked at the squad Hilton has named 27-man squad.
Yeah.
I want to pick it from the last AFCON we played at in Cameroon
Yeah.
to the World Cup in Qatar and now to this tournament we are about going to play. One thing I've realized is that I did my checks and I realized that 8 to 10 players are the core players Hilton has called. From Coach Milovan Rajevac to now
Otto.
Hilton.
Okay.
8
To 10
senior players,
core players in
have
the
made it all the way
Those
from
3 tournaments.
Yes. And I would want to say, coach has mentioned that the squad is not that good. But
It's
I
a
think that
weak squad.
I think when it comes to tournament experience, these players have got it.
No, Amate.
But on the flip side,
experience could benefit.
On the flip side, Ben, one of my biggest worries, my biggest worries for Hilton is that I look at the forwards he's called: Jordan Ayew, Inaki Williams, Antoine Semenyo, Jonathan Soa. Jonathan Soa is your proper out-and-out striker in that squad he's called, and he's not even going to play.
Yeah.
And I've always
He
said,
won't
no, he's not going to play.
he won't play. He won't
No,
play.
it's not. He
won't play.
Not going to play. No,
Jonathan Soa.
listen.
Even Jordan.
I'm even scared for him that
Even
he's
Jordan,
about to.
If you are a serious
he's even
team
about to
who
be.
wants goals, he shouldn't be playing.
He's even about to be a Daniel Banya. You know why I'm saying this? The 2021 AFCON when we took Banya there. What has been his story? ever since?
And Barney was way more high profile than this guy.
You get it.
Way more high profile.
Max
than
Olabe,
this
he was part of that squad when they went for the AFCON. And it was, I think, Richard Atta.
Yeah.
No,
The goalkeeping. Richard Atta went.
Yeah.
For her to forget. The goalkeeping department, he was part.
And a year later, he went to take powder to cover his face, and now
And like Coach has said, I don't think that you have to be playing expansive football. You have to be playing very good football to win tournament. I think if you have a direction,
Yeah.
We need
and
a solid
Hilton has said himself, or
Fundamentally.
he's not even said it. From what I've seen, he's a coach who likes to be very compact and hit things on the break.
But that's
you
even,
see,
that's even the bit for me. Even the defensive football crowd who knows
exactly, 9 games, nothing is cutting across from the 9 games. I have.
no identity.
Nothing.
And if we want to rely on these strikers we are taking to the AFCON, now combine the strikers is called So I take out Jonathan Sowa. Inaki Williams is not your proper center forward.
Plays at right.
Jordan Ayew, same. Jordan Ayew played the entire 2023 calendar year as a right wing.
Right wing, left wing.
Inaki Williams played once as a center forward for Atletico Bilbao. All his goals he scored have come from right wing. And that is why I thought that Bernard Tekpete should have been in this team.
Kalebe Kubam.
And I went like, look,
Tekpete must go and kill like a white goat or a white sheep or something. I don't understand who. I look at Tekpete, so
I look at the profile he brings to the attacking squad Houghton has got at the moment. He's got something different in terms of strength, power. These players haven't got
his back to go.
If you look at the way he scores his goal,
I think a Kuban against Inter Milan somewhere just before. Look, 1-1. I said, is that a Kuban?
Yeah, I was with you, coach.
Powerful striker
against Inter Milan. That's
what
striker.
He's not even looking into the squad again. So
that guy's never been settled.
It's really difficult for me. For me to really stick my neck out and say that the Black Stars will do good. I seriously think that, look, if they go past the group stages, I think they should take that as a success for them. No, if they're able to go past the group stage, because look,
that's how far our standards are.
If you look at from 2019, 2017, 2019, the retrogression keeps coming.
2019 was
17 was
round of 16, round of 16 penalty elimination,
semi-finals, quarterfinals, group stage, and group stage again. So it's not really looking good for the Black Stars, man.
Let me talk to Yao about the squad itself. Also, touch on Partey for me. So Partey is out of the mix. That's huge for us.
Yeah, that's quite huge, especially when you consider the fact that ideally, per this setup, he would have settled into the exclusive DM role that he's ultra familiar with. And that would have put him in a position to excel or to play better than he's usually played. Somebody
says that he doesn't even... In fact, when Partey plays with Salis, who plays as a lone pivot?
Is Salis who plays as a pivot. Exactly. But ideally, if you want to get the best out of Partey, I have always maintained that he should be the pivot.
Because you see, he's a better receiver and a better passer of the ball.
Because
Salis is just 15 yards, 10 yards. Have you seen him going long ball before?
Because aside Partey being your, in quotes, destroyer of the opposing team's attack, he is a deep line playmaker. So he cuts both ways. But unfortunately, Salis doesn't cut it on the... deep line playmaker bit. So Partey was the best option. And looking at how things were shaping up, this was the perfect opportunity for him to operate as that single sole pivot in our midfield for him to shine.
Baba, unfortunately, he's always sitting on the bench.
Unfortunately, he got injured. Then I'll move on to another individual who has generated a lot of controversy, who divides opinion sharply among Ghanaians. And that's our favorite brother, Jordan. You see?
Oh, you mean our favorite brother?
Oh, yeah, he's our favorite brother. Jordan.
31 minutes of football. Athletic.
Jordan. Ideally, for me, I wouldn't have picked him for the team.
Drop!
For Jordan, I think...
Ball-winning, defensive striker.
Lane clogging. It's defensive winger.
Screen setting.
No, but see, these are descriptions that fits him at Crystal Palace. Yes. But when he comes to the Black Stars, he's not winning balls, he's not clogging, he's not ring-ranking, he's not ringy.
No, but you see, coach,
I've always told you this.
When it comes to the Black Stars, I feel like this is what I think. I feel like they just do what they want to do.
You see, my thing with Jordan, I don't even care about all those at Crystal Palace, where the Mortar Palace. I don't care because you are a striker. Your job is to score goals or give assists. Everything else is.
And that's the thing. That's what brings about the frustration because
he'll be back
in the calendar year 2023. Jordan Ayew completed the most dribbles in the EPL. In Europe's top 5 leagues, Jordan Ayew won the most fouls. In Europe's top 5 leagues, Jordan Ayew won the most ground duels. And all this is for Crystal Palace. He does the same with Ghana. But the point is, when he wins those fouls for the Black Stars, he wins those free kicks. Who is the one who takes those free kicks?
Jordan.
8 out of 10 times. Where does that free kick end?
Then Jordan.
Where does that free kick end? Over the bar. The corner kicks, it doesn't beat the first.
So what point are you trying to make? He shouldn't be starting games.
My point, I'm building on my point that, to an extent, what he brings to the table, it is cost 90, because in terms of the stats, because you win the foul, we get the free kick, and you will be the person who will effect that free kick, and you kick the ball over the bar. So it's cost 90.
Are you star boy?
So it is cost 90. And we all remember that viral video of that Kumasi fan when we played against Nigeria. Now Jordan, no, papa. You remember? We all remember.
Edit the script.
No, it's radio. I mean, I can't say what he said.
I need somebody to send me that video.
No, we all remember that video. That voice.
I tell you were there. I was there.
Jordan, no.
If you're me,
door. After blazing free kicks over the bar several times.
You want to go.
And on top of that, what Jordan brings to the table here when it comes to the Black Stars, we have other people who do it.
They do better. That's what I'm saying.
At this point in time, that's why people like Mohamed Kudus, though he hasn't really hit the heights with the Black Stars the way he does with West Ham, is because what Kudus brings to the table, I think aside Enes Nyama, no player in the Black Stars, in this Black Star setup, brings to the table. That's ball juggling. His ball juggling skills are so on point. But with Jordan, when it comes to, tracking back, winning duels, winning fouls, those kind of things, we have other players who do the same. So more or less, his skill or the best part of his game becomes a bit
Osman
more redundant.
Bukari or Joseph Fenson on the left, they will be running vertical, getting to the byline.
And for me, that's what brings about the frustration that at this point in time, Ghana needs goals. And Jordan is not giving you goals. He's giving you all the other things. And even with the assists, he's not
even in the national team, he doesn't even work as hard as in the national team.
When he loses the ball, he walks.
He has sacked his pants. He walks. When you take the ball off him, he just walks away.
And that's
and the coaches are there, they are watching.
And that's what brings about the frustration. So for me, Jordan, yes, he does so well with Crystal Palace, and we give him props for that. I give him props for that. But when it comes to the Black Stars, looking at what he brings on board, I think to an extent it's redundant, to an extent it's cost 90, and to an extent it's just unfortunate because he loves to play from the right wing. And our most informed forwards at this point in time, all of
our wingers
from the right wing.
Our best players are wingers.
Right wing.
He's always on the right wing. Iñaki on the right wing. Nyama on the right wing. Kudus. At this point in time,
Pencil.
Michel Antonio went down with injury and they shifted him to the right side and he's been thriving since. And at this point in time, I always say that you set up.
Can we confirm? Kudus likely to miss.
I always say that you when you are building your game plan, you build it around the strength of your best players. And looking at how Kudus has picked up form with West Ham after David Moyes decided to go with a false 9. Jared Bowen playing in the center of that 3-man unit with Lucas Paqueta on the left side and Kudus on the right side. I think we should do same. And we have the personnel to do so because Iñaki Williams and Antoine Semenyo can operate in a very fluid 3-man front line where if one person or one individual or one player isn't working out on one end of the wing,
he switches with the other.
Quickly switches. And that's what West Ham did against Manchester United. Lucas Paqueta was on the left side and he was struggling in that first half. Man United should have killed off that game in that first half. Wasted so many chances. Second half, they switched. Jared Bowen, who started off his career as a winger, moved to the wings. Lucas Paqueta played as the false 9 and they went ahead and they got 2 goals against Man United. Those are the same things that I expect to see from Chris Hughton.
I told you the other day, I cannot show you. Like I told you, he will not see these things. He doesn't see.
He has 2 assistants though.
Oh, me know you want more.
He has 2 assistants. But
again, you don't see what they are writing on the clip.
Just wrap it up. On the Kudus point, I think it's gathering some steam because Hughton did say that Kudus had a little issue, a slight injury that will be dealt with. As at now, he's still not in camp.
No more. When you said that, I told you, Boboba. But the fact of the matter is, I've always said, if the player is injured, he's injured. Don't take an injured player to any tournament. Don't do that. Don't ever do that. If he's not fit, let him stay.
You know what this reminds me of?
Same issue with Kudus.
When we were in Cameroon, it was literally
He's in the next flight. He's in the next helicopter. I'm telling you,
this is
he'll be landing at 4 a.m. All these things.
This is exactly what we were doing.
All
with Kudus
these things.
just in the last tournament. Let me read a few messages. We'll talk a little bit about the AFCON, and then we'll go do some transfer business. So Jude from Kakasuna says, I've watched every single AFCON since 2000, even 2004, which we failed to make. I have never seen. I've never been this uninterested in an AFCON like how I'm feeling right now. Our reason for coming home after 3 games would be forced to camp in unfriendly environment. I hope I am proved wrong.
The narratives have already started.
Bartholomew from Kiseman says that Kudus, okay, I think he's basically, he said what? It says David Moyes is trying to play smart. Well, the truth is, West Ham are basically saying that Kudus is not in the best of shapes, and it's been communicated to Houghton, and so the two sides are supposed to be working on what is amicable, but at this point we really don't know much.
Okay, blah, forget it. You see, when he's in there, forget about him.
We really
And
don't
go
know
forward.
much. But what we know is that he's not with the team. Reinhard Saki from Achimota, success depends solely on Houghton's midfield combination. Is he going 6-8 and 10, 6-6 and 10, or 6-8 and 8?
What is that?
Basketball height. Basketball height.
Tactics.
8 and 8.
This one here is from Don
Are we
Shepherd from
playing 2-8, 1-6, 2-8, or
Is it starting Salis and
Ashimero and
Ashimero
Ibaba Idrisu?
Yeah.
Baba Idrisu and Salis?
No,
Yeah.
but
Kudus
the number
is your
6 jersey is the defender.
yeah.
So as in Baba
So Idrisu and Salis and then Kudus. Yeah. So
They all
6,
cannot
16.
pass the ball. Look, we cannot go Idrisu and Salisu. They all cannot pass the ball vertical. You next week when we come and talk the tactical aspect of the team.
Well,
If you play those 2 players, we are out.
this one says Don Shepherd from Sukura says, Coach go kill me, but I no go die. I've been laughing on the streets of Accra, listening to you make
Be
a
careful
submission.
you don't get knocked down by a car.
Alvinho from Akosovo says, Happy New Year, guys. Many happy returns. Says, let's pray the Black Stars don't disgrace us. Always a
No,
blue.
they should come home quick. No more. They can't tell us how much they are taking. There's somebody going to come and tell them, I spent $4 million. Come home quick.
Starboy from La Paz says this team is not winning the AFCON because the players called by the coach are weak. They shouldn't even replace them with they should have replaced them with the Queens. He says they are just going to spend our taxpayers' money and come back home. Clinton from Accra says, didn't Duncan retire from international duty?
Samajan retired.
Didn't Schlop say he doesn't want anything to do with the national
Messi
team?
did.
I don't.
Yes.
As for Schlop, I don't think I've heard Schlop say anything like that.
He's never said that.
It says, but the GFA. I remember when Ghanaians criticized the FA for calling up Semenyo when he was with Bristol.
Yes, he was with Bristol.
But we are calling for a player from the Saudi Pro League. It's a fact that our national team has
Who
been
is in the Saudi
disappointing
Pro
lately. I think he's talking about Bernard Mensah.
he's
But
a
we should
better player,
sometimes
crap.
cut them some slack. Tojo from Tamani Town says, we love our Black Stars. A calf from Dantoman says that Citi Sports, please, why is nobody talking about Yao Yeboah? That guy has tricky feet. Yao Yeboah is falling off the radar as well.
He's falling off the radar.
Very interesting. Retired Black Star supporter from Kentucky says, I'm appealing to the president to ask the FA to redraw the tournament, to withdraw from the tournament. I think you that's what you so they can donate 25% of the estimated budget to Ifua Santoa and 25% to Falatu. The country will save 50%. These Black Stars players are going to disgrace the nation. And Jill Baden says he's listening from Dan Soman. He says, I don't have any hope in this team. At least Duncan and Abdul Mumin should have made this team.
Mumin.
And just a quick one with the Yao Yeboah thing. I think it's not solely because he's not good enough to make the team. I think it's because they are the left-footed players in the team in that forward line are a bit higher than him, in a better form than him. You look at the likes of Yao Yeboah, you look at the likes of Enes Nyama, you look at the likes of Kudu.
Andre, are you?
And
You see now,
There's that.
31 minutes.
that's why I said I won't pick him. But the point is,
there's no way.
because he has political gains, and so he will make the list ahead of
One
Yao
time,
Yeboah.
but is Andrew going to play on the left? No,
Fair.
I don't think.
No,
And
there's
Numa-
a left
spot for
footed
him.
player.
Let's
You can make it.
let's make progress. And Numa Piuto from Abdulekuma. That's his name. I'm just saying it as it is. He says Black Stars to win the AFCON. You heard it here first. And Schindler to win Best Defender.
Charlie, why
Stop playing, bro. K from United
this to be
States.
FIFA?
I'm shocked. K from United States says, okay, I don't know about that. It says the GFA president hasn't tried, and it's obvious Ghana won't win this AFCON or make it to the semis. We joke too much and waste money on callous things. Ghana will spend more than the 4th place finish. I watch it. Yeah, from Spintex says, it's obvious all is definitely not well with the Black Stars. If Kurt really wanted Alfred Duncan, he knew what could have been done. Zylex doing in London says Chris Hughton is not serious. I wish them all the best. St. Pablo from Chado says it's a new year. A happy new year to everyone. May this year be great. Amen. So Ghana, they go the Premier Gaou Cup with our midfield hopes pinned on Salis. Make we forfeit the tournament. Why? And who was that man welcoming Inaki in stomach G?
That was Aminu Shadow.
Don't do that.
That is your team manager.
Aminu is enjoying.
Always, you see,
good.
that's the fight I've always had. As soon as I know Oshe paying, almost with that one.
But have you seen it? It's not. Have you seen the technical team? Have you seen the crew? You are not go there. I know it's good. It's not the place I want to go today. So let me take predictions on how far Ghana can go this tournament. Let me take predictions on who our most reliable players are in the wake of what we are experiencing with Kudus, and then we can make. Edwin, let me start off with you. How far can we go? Who is our most important player? I'm not saying even our best player. Who is our most important player this tournament?
Look, as I said, I expect Ghana to win the AFCON.
Hey.
I think they'll go out in the round of 16. Our most
What was it?
Sarcasm.
Our most important player, if we decide to use him, will be Enes Nyama. Definitely. He doesn't get as many stars as he should for a player of his quality in the Black Stars. And I feel we are already underutilizing him. We need to start him as much as we can and play him with the right players to get the best out of him.
Points well made.
I think that the Black Stars would group stage exit. Yeah, but our most important player in that tournament will be Inaki Williams.
Inaki, important. You said Enes Nyama.
Enes Nyama.
Yeah.
I'll go with Mohamed Salisu because looking at the way Chris Hughton has set his team up, we rely a lot on long balls from deep. And I look at that defensive midfield department. I don't see from the guys we have, the options we have, and I don't see him having enormous faith and confidence in Majid Ashimeru to give him extensive minutes because he can.
Team, you won't give Ashimeru extensive
He
minutes.
is the one who can deliver those straightforward vertical passes. So it will rely. It would be on the shoulders of the defenders to be the ones to spray those long balls for Iñaki Williams, Antoine Semenyo to run onto. Okay. And for me, the best passer in that group, in that backline department, is Mohamed Salisu.
Good.
Look, in terms of how far this team can go,
yeah, on top of his defensive work too. Yeah.
I think they'll be lucky to step out of the group.
Ghana,
it is looking like if we play second, I think we either meeting either Nigeria or Cote d'Ivoire. That will be the last stop. And as to who our most important player will be.
And I think this time there's a third place.
Because 24. So
if you are in the same group, could Egypt, Cape Verde.
But that's the same thing. That's the same situation where 2021 beat Comoros and qualified.
And we didn't do it. We couldn't do it.
So in terms of who our most important player will be, look, if Kudus doesn't go to the tournament, then obviously it has to be Enes Nyama. I've spoken about the fact that the strength of this team
is on the wings.
As to look, a bold Chris Hughton should drop Jordan and you and start with these two pacey wingers. One of them, you see, either Osman Bukari and Enes Nyama, Osman Bukari, Joseph Pencil, or let's say Semenyo on the right, one person on the left. Let's show a bit more intent.
Everybody can see it. Except the people who train with the team. Man. I'll read a few more messages, but let's get into some Don't Komi. Yeah. Let's get into some transfer business.
A Don that was so is Don't Komi time. One place, mate, for say
on the cheap. Don't come yo, don't come me. We dey loan this player $1,000. Don't come yo, don't come me. For the striker we can consider. Don't come yo, don't come me. No they see you use. Tina Boka. Don't come yo.
So goals are Sansa Torres. Now on time she goes a prince of goals. Now on one yet drinks a Tevez. And then your coach one come back home. A don that was so.
Don't come yo, don't come me.
Let's go. It's don't call me time.
Don't come yo, don't come me.
It's don't call me time.
Don't come yo, don't come me.
Catch that.
Tina Boka. Don't come yo, don't come me.
Catch that. It's don't call me time.
Me that.
Yeah, Mida. So let's get into it. Let's talk about Jadon Sancho. We hear that it's almost all but done. He'll be returning to Dortmund, according to what's going on. It's not clear whether it's an out and out signing or it's a loan spell. But let me start with you, Edwin. Sancho possibly to Dortmund. The nightmare with Ten Hag, it looks like might come to an end.
Yeah, absolutely. But he's run away like a baby. And he should acknowledge that the team has bought you for a lot of money to come and play football. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, maybe mental health reasons, your tenure didn't start well. The manager has shown faith in you, taking you out of the firing line and giving you some time to breathe and brought you back into the team. Still, you had some struggles. And the manager has publicly, maybe wrongly, said that in the press conference that, okay, your levels are not up to a certain limit to get into the squad. And you have taken it up and basically blown it out of proportion. You've been offered a way back into the team. Just apologize. Come and join the team and prove the manager wrong. And then play for the fans who have shown support for you. Play for the club that has shown trust in you to fork out that money.
Paying
to
you a
bring
fat check every week.
Paying you every single week. Those huge wages every single week. And he decided to run back to basically his ex. Because he couldn't cope with he couldn't cope with the pressure of being in a good relationship.
Oh, Charlie. No,
He couldn't deal with it.
This analogy is
and he's
golden.
run back to his ex. I'm sorry. I'm sure he's going to do well at Dortmund. He did well
There's
there
nothing
before.
wrong with Sankofa.
But no,
You were Kobe.
I am very disappointed in Sancho.
Yeah. Especially if you look at how Maguire handled his situation.
Exactly. Prove the manager wrong.
excuse me, what?
If you feel the manager disrespected you
Of his
of his captaincy,
He was,
Embarrassed
yeah.
publicly.
Yeah. And it was
Edwin-
week after week.
Week. And Edwin, you are a Chelsea fan. Didn't Pochettino question Noni Madueke's
he did.
Yeah, that's true.
He
his
did.
work
Even the starting lineup
ethics
and-
and work
yeah.
traits? But now
He
look at
spoke
Madueke.
about him. Said that no,
at
this
Madueke.
player's attitude is a little questionable.
Madueke.
Madueke had his moments, but he's come back, worked hard, worked himself into
Yeah.
the starting lineup. That is what I expected of Sancho.
Nemanja Matic came back some few weeks and come and what?
Confirmed it.
Confirmed it.
He was always late.
That you are always late and your attitude is wrong.
Like
So
Edwin
he should
said,
get out.
Back to his ex. Let's talk about Ivan Toney. I'm hearing that Arsenal were speeding up to get Ivan Toney, but they've been hit with a huge roadblock. Brentford say they need to pay £80 million
I think
to get Ivan Toney.
they should find a way of getting him.
Is he the answer to their problems?
I think he will do a better
Is he a
job.
20-goal a season guy?
No, I think if you put him in this Arsenal team, he scores.
He
Because
outscores Jesus. He outscores everybody.
easy crowd.
No, wait.
As for Jesus and Nketiah,
Gabriel Jesus has
train
said
much
that.
like
Gabriel Jesus has said that the
This is
strongest
not-
part of his game is not goal scoring.
So he admits it. You understand? He all day he's admitted to that.
He has admitted it.
So the fact of the matter is,
Yeah.
look, Brentford are looking at you coming to pick their most valuable asset. Yes, he's been banned for like 8 months. He's not played football. But that is what you need. I think Arsenal find themselves in a similar situation to the Declan Rice situation. They needed Declan Rice. And Brentford have seen that if you could pay 100 million plus for a midfielder,
Yeah.
the one who's going to put the ball in the back of the net, I think 80 million is cool. Just pay them. That is the market now.
January.
Chelsea paid 100 and something for Enzo Fernandez in January. It's cool. Just go and cash. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool.
That's the new term.
I feel like even for the band, they would have.
Even for the band,
100 mil.
But I've asked not cough more.
Yeah, and he will score 20 goals because you look at the way they create the number of chances they create.
They need him because he will give them variations in the air. He will head on the ground.
Back
he will score back to go. He will hold it up better. Link up play, move into space, punish them, set piece. It was everything he would score.
But are we saying that he will be the same player after all this inactivity?
Obviously, they should look at. I think when they bring him, he scores a minimum of 10 goals in the second round.
He's not supposed to be rushed into the process.
Yes. No, it will be like Barcelona's handling of Luis Suarez after the 2010 was it 2014?
Yeah, when he
the 2014 World Cup when he went to bite Chiellini and he got banned.
Yes.
They introduced him gradually and clearly Luis Suarez was off a bit, but he started off getting assists, creating chances for Messi, Neymar, those guys. Then after I think about a month and a half, that's when he got into peak physical condition. Then the goal started flowing.
Just to end the show, two things before we go. First of all, the first one's not even a transfer bit, but guys, Romeo Lavia is injured again. Man, Edwin, how are you feeling about this?
I'm surprised because he wasn't an injury-prone player.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, he hardly got injured from Man City to Southampton. Is it Southampton?
Yeah.
He never
What's
got
going on
injured.
with him?
It's very disappointing. I think Chelsea can count him out for the rest of the season because they can't rely on him for this season. Obviously, one game he came back against Crystal Palace and he's gone again. I think next season he has to.
Just admit that there's something wrong with the Chelsea man. Because, look, Ben, it's
no, I don't think so. He came with an injury.
He came with an injury actually.
Nkunku came with he
got injured.
He got injured in pre-season, but he had been injured for a year.
You know, there's Wesley,
and you don't recover from
Wesley
that.
Fofana, Wesley Fofana is there. He's also injured.
All these players Chelsea bought were long-term injuries, and you don't recover immediately from that. It will take some time. I think he needs to target next season.
What's Charlie? Toto Alote needs to be very careful in Germany. Charlie, he needs to be very careful.
What is he trying to misbehave?
Toto Alote says that he has set his sights on Eric Dyer. Eric Dyer.
Space.
Big-headed Eric Dyer at Tottenham. Eric Dyer. Hold on. They say, listen. They say he was a candidate for Bayern last summer. And now they are back in the hands for him. Eric Dyer.
Bayern Munich.
Wait, Eric Dyer is the player that you pen down, miss out on, and come back and chase again. Eric Dyer.
Where is he going to play?
Centre back.
Defense.
Kim Min-jae and Upamecano.
Upamecano.
He's better than him.
He's definitely better than Eric Dyer.
I think they see his potential as a defensive midfielder as well.
Eric Dyer?
Where they have a serious problem.
Well, Kimmich is on the verge of leaving.
They've been trying to get Paulinho as well. They tried to get him last time.
You go and get Paulinho. Sure, Fulham the one to take Paulinho. He would do a better job than Eric Dyer.
Eric Dyer, I don't know what's going on, but Eric Dyer. It's okay. Let's close the show.
2024.
Thank you very much, Edwin Kwakovi. Thank you, Gabi. Thank you, Yao. Thank you, Coach. Shout outs before we go. New Year.
Just play the song when we sign up and the song played.
That is all. Thank you very much to everybody. Shouts out.
Shouts to the Ansar Samoa siblings, Pamela Ansar Samoa and Akwesi Ansar Samoa.
Wait, take your time.
Shout out.
She's a boss. She's a boss.
I will talk you something. I actually know the Pamela girl. I know.
We'll talk about her off air, please.
Yes, so
it's okay now.
Yes, Pamela Ansar Samoa and Akwesi Ansar Samoa and to Mr. Peter Hall of Cowbank. Yeah, Happy New Year to you, boss.
Charlie, quick one. Dominic Fayin and Customs. He got married over the past week, so big shout out to him.
Nice one.
People are marrying.
It's okay, let's close the show. Benjamin Iketia here, Coach Christopher Nimley. You heard Gabi, you heard Yao, you heard Edwin as well. Thank you very much for doing the listening.